Peace, world. How you doing? It's your brother Mikey Fever. Another episode of NYP Podcast. I got the illustrious hip hop panel right here. The brother Clip, brother Cool Ass Trev. What's going on, my brothers?
Peace to the gods. What's up, y'all?
Peace, man.
Peace. Tired,
Tired.
I too, school started, from my little one, so I'm back in that groove again.
Yeah, mine start tomorrow, so
I know how that.
Of course, man. Of course, everybody's getting back into the function of things, man. The groove, man.
Good. You alone for the night. You go to sleep at night after school.
Right, exactly. All that.
Yeah, it's a fact, man. It's right now. Every parent right now is waiting to get their children out that door tomorrow, man. They can wake your.
Let them teachers deal with the active.
And shout out to all the parents doing their thing, man. And don't be giving your children any honey buns for breakfast and a cup of juice, man. That's not the way to get your child going.
No,
yes, it is. Give them all that sugar to burn out, to piss off their teachers. Yes, it is.
I be seeing parents with that, man, giving their child, man, a honey bun. And now later talking about, yeah, that's your breakfast.
Nah, honey buns. I used to heat mine up, though. Put mine right in the microwave.
Well, that's the best way to eat them. Right in the
microwave. Yo, man, we got, hold up. Shawnee's coming to the building, bro. Hold on, let's get Shawnee up in here. Shawnee. Yo, what's good?
What's good, Clip? What's good, Trev? What's good? I've been waiting on Tuesday to see you fellas, man. What's going on, guys?
Oh, happy to see you, brother. We alive, man.
Every time you pop up, I ain't even mad at them.
You having the crazy minutes,
I'm trying my hardest, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be known for something, right?
Yeah, I like the backdrop, man. I like the backdrop.
See my son.
Ace Vane. Yo, that dude, the voiceover would be crazy, man.
Hey, yo, Cliff, you know about Ace Vane?
Of course.
Yo.
Ace Vane nasty, too. I hope they don't get it twisted. Ace Vane nasty, too. Him and his men, they nasty.
Y'all got school Ace Vane. Who is he? Artist or what?
Ace Vane is a voiceover comedian artist.
Gotcha. Okay.
One of these guys who kind of really figured out himself and got his talent and got him a lane and just never stopped running once he put his feet down. You gotta hear this Brave and the Bold joint, that this Batman and Superman rap song, y'all. You gotta hear this joint. This joint kind of mean. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's send it to the chat.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, let's get started on the topics of the week.
Fatman Scoop.
Let's start off with Fatman Scoop.
Rest in peace to Fatman Scoop, yo. That was tragic, B. You know what I mean? I saw the video of him collapsing on stage. It's tragic, but he literally died doing what he loved doing. You know what I mean? If you was in Harlem, you bumped into Fatman Scoop many times in front of the barbershop. I used to see him all the time with that dye shit in his hair all the time, waiting to get it, washed out. But it's tragic. So rest in peace to Fatman Scoop, yo. It's just crazy.
Rest in peace to a Harlem legend. Rest in peace to the East Coast, New York City, Little John. I tell everybody that he was our Little John.
Yes, he was.
You couldn't go to no New York City party and not hear Fatman Scoop vocal.
It's a fact.
Function. It was not happening.
And real quick, Fatman Scoop was one of the first podcasts that started the whole thing before podcasting was a thing. Like, I guess for the black community.
Him and his wife, right? Some kind of session they had, like in the bed after dark, something like that.
The same thing Gilly be doing with answering questions. Fatman Scoop and his wife was doing things like that.
I remember that.
So yeah, it's just tragic. Rest in peace to Fatman Scoop.
Fatman Scoop gave a lot of support to the local artists and local people of these communities.
That's
he was hands on with a lot of people. So like he deserves a lot more recognition.
Yeah.
For his contributions to black culture and to hip hop culture.
That's true, man. And the energy god, man. Like, it was crazy. What's up, Ron?
Yo, what's poppin'?
What up?
A little history behind Fatman Scoop. He worked at the hospital, I think Harlem Hospital, doing laundry prior to his being on Hot 97. And
really?
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody born in Harlem Hospital.
Word. Shout out to Harlem babies, for real.
Yo, you born in Harlem Hospital, you in the book, right? Everybody born in Harlem Hospital in the book, right? You in the Schomburg in the book, right?
I don't know. All I know is I was born in Harlem Hospital.
Harlem Hospital, baby.
You in the Schomburg, yeah? You in the Schomburg? Your name in the Schomburg?
I'm gonna look at.
I had no idea, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder
every Harlem baby born, in Harlem Hospital, they didn't go in the Schomburg.
You was born in Harlem Hospital too, Shawnee?
Nah. I was born in Einstein, Bronx Life and No Life.
All right. That Killer County. I was born in Kings County, aka Killer County. The best trauma hospital in the city, Kings County. You get a bullet. You get a bullet in yourself, they could save your life, depending on where you live. And I used to work in the hospital too.
Another fact of Fatman Scoop. He was I heard he was signed to Teddy Riley before all of the hype too.
I didn't know that.
I
didn't know that.
Real quick, we also got to give a shout out. I meant to say this last week, but Scarface.
Oh yeah.
Scarface. Last week, Scarface is dealing with some this right now. Some undisclosed. They didn't put out what he's dealing with, but he's been in ICU since about last week. Since like last Monday. I haven't heard
crazy
updates on him, but he definitely last week when we did the pod, he was in the ICU in Texas.
Yeah.
We have to look into that, man. As far as a lot of these artists
medical issues for a very long time. Like he's been having off and on medical issues for a number of years now. So prayers to
weight or something like that.
Echo.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, what you say?
It looked like he lost some kind of weight.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight since since those health conditions that he was dealing with.
And Irv Gotti had a stroke, I believe.
Yep.
450.
That's crazy, man.
I ain't gonna lie, Irv life been a little stressful, you know. It's like, you know what, that's so crazy because it's like shout outs to like Melly Mel, right? Because he kept himself in top physical condition, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like he took it serious. I'm not too sure if he had a health scare prior. I think he did. And that's what prompted him to go in that fitness route. But shout outs to him for again trying to show the people, the message. You know what I'm saying? I just want to throw that out there.
We're talking about Melly Mel, right?
Yeah.
Melly Mel has been in shape his whole life, it looked like.
But see, Melly Mel was also getting white lines too. He was also hitting white lines. We can't forget.
Yeah, he openly admitted he was sniffing wild powder. So,
but he probably did have a health, But I would assume he health scare because of the white lines. That's why his health has been, and he looks like a goddamn G.I. Joe / one of the greatest wrestlers ever. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that he had a health scare because he's definitely been in the game. He's been in the game of hip hop since it started. Like 8.
Right. Yo, shouts out to Little Melvin, Melly Mel's son, Little Melvin. I had the pleasure to work with that brother back in the days, man. Little Melvin is so cool cat. Martial artist, very healthy, knowledgeable, good martial artist as well. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to Melly Mel and Little Melvin, PCR. If you ever see this. You know what I'm saying? But back to the health thing, right? So we're talking about Irv Gotti. We're talking about what's the other guy's name?
Fatman Scoop.
Fatman Scoop. We're talking about who else?
Scarface.
Tino XL, Scarface.
Tino XL. Now, a few years ago, rappers started just dying out of nowhere. And I noticed it. And what I attribute that to is just our lifestyle as, I want to say, quote unquote, black men.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know about y'all, but for me, even being like a fitness professional, my culture, as far as like how the way I grew up, drinking real early, smoking real early, and I'll drink and smoke and then get up in the morning and run some miles. That's kind of been my lifestyle for some years, and then I started slowing down because I've had some health issues myself. But you know, what do you brothers think about it? I mean, as far as like your health and your lifestyle, man, I could take you through a gambit of um, diets I've been through, workout things I've been through, and at the same time, I've had health issues, and I could go into that. But before we do, before I talk about myself, I want to talk about other people. What about y'all? I mean, how was your health? How was it? Managing your health.
Brothers gotta learn to take it easy.
Well, let me start by.
Take it easy. Hold on, Trev. My bad. They gotta moderate things because I had two health scares. I had an issue one time when I had Bell's palsy with your nerves.
Mm.
And that come from stress. I had it first time I had it. I was 17, but I remember I was working at Burger King and I was consuming a lot of beef, and I learned that eating that red meat is not good. And you know what I'm saying? Get that out my diet. Then I stopped eating pork from 16 to 17. Pork completely left my diet. Then I got into this habit of eating one meal a day, not to be a glutton, not to overeat or undereat, but everything in moderation. And as far as drinking, I rarely drink now. Before I used to, but I stopped that. Um, a cigar here and there, but it's all about moderation, and your mental health has to be intact as well. Because if your mind is not right, your body's not going to be right as well. And resting, the importance of rest. Because I used to just be a person that would sleep like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, and keep on going. So one day, my vision was going blurry one time, and my doctor told me you got to get some rest, man. So it's all about moderation and pacing yourself, not to overstress.
Right, right.
Yo, I think it's that, and I'm sorry, Clip. Go ahead. You got the floor. Oh, okay, thank you.
I
I
think
think it's
Trev.
that. That was you, Trev. I apologize.
After you get no problem.
All right, thank you. I think it's that, and I think it's like listening to your body too, right? Because I notice like the older I get, my body let me know when I need certain things. Like when I need that water, I need that water. When I need something green, I need something green. When I need some fruit, I need some fruit. Like I know now. Like I feel a certain way, and I gave pork up a long time ago. I gave up red meat around the time my daughter was born. Um and I could feel the difference from that too. But it's like it's a never ending thing, and it's something that you gotta. I mean, even physically, right? Like even just get up in the morning and get you a quick 20 or quick 50 in, like whatever you gotta do to stay active or let your body know that you still love it. It is your machine. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta oil it right.
That's a
I,
fact, man.
I mean, I had a few health scares. Outside, I think I had COVID for sure once. I felt like I had it twice. I
Mhm.
had a mild heart attack, which really like changed
Wow.
how I really was. It changed, but I was still dumb about it. Because I was thinking, oh, I'm young, I'm still in my early 20s. I can do this. But I don't know what that was. Once I took out the pork and the red meat, and then my body tells me when I'm not supposed to be eating certain stuff because I just don't
Hmm.
feel right once I consume it. It's like, oh shit, like I can't move. I'm not as active. I'm not energetic. So I stopped. Like you said, moderation is the best thing. Moderation, rest, and water. You know what I mean? I do a lot of walking. When I do have my moments where I do be, eating fried food, I have a week of just a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say with these artists, a lot of time, like if you look at Fatman Scoop, he ran the city, he ran around the world, so ain't no telling how often he saw his doctor. you know what I'm saying, towards a kill, because you're not seeing your doc. I don't think people really plan to see their doctors in between these tours that they do. You running, you going to birthday party, you here, you there, you chasing money, you chasing women. So it's like you said, it's all moderation, rest, water, and exercise to, you know, want to be specific to try to stay healthy and alive as long as possible. Because we all got expiration, we just don't know when.
I just want to say we all got health problems because we all getting older. Number one, even though it's just part of life, health problems are going to happen. I've had mine running with a lot of health issues. Shit is very expensive. I'm going to tell you that shit. No, it really is, yo. This is like it's really, really expensive.
No, it's not a joke, but it is funny.
Like, and when it comes to this hip hop thing, since this is a hip hop section, there's these record labels ain't giving you no health insurance plans. Y'all running around throwing $40,000-$50,000 in the strip club. You could have bought yourself a health insurance plan.
That's a fact.
Right.
Oh, man, that's a shot, bro.
Speak your truth.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, rappers are rather show up, buy cars and jewelry instead of buying doctor's appointments. Like,
you know, like I wanted to hit the nail on the head with this, right? When I was talking earlier about it being a part of our culture, like our culture for the past, I would say 20, maybe even 30 years has been focused. The centerpiece has been hip hop. So whatever the rappers kind of do, we kind of either mimic that or influenced by it. So rappers smoked weed. Everybody was smoking weed.
Yeah, but I think that's not where it starts at though. Like that's not where it starts at all.
I just wanted to finish my thought. I'm not saying that's cool. I'm not saying, you know, that's where it starts, because for me, it started in my pop's house when he was telling me to go get drinks for his boys and all that, his guys, and I would you know, take sips of the drinks while I'm like 13, 14. You know what I'm saying? So I would be sipping on his stuff and passing it out. So it started there, you know what I'm saying? And then hip hop helped motivated the I don't want to say the urge. I say the urge or the desire. Hip hop helped motivate the desire to want to smoke and to want to drink and to want to as many as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe not you, maybe not him, maybe not y'all, but for me, that's what was going on. Hip hop really influenced my life, and led me to make, you know, bad decisions, wrong decisions at some point. And drinking and smoking has been a part of my life for I would say a good majority of my life. And but I also had the martial arts on the other side where, you know, like I said, I would drink or smoke, and then the next day I would go to karate, or I would get up, I would run, or I would do a ton of push-ups. So I had somewhat of a balance there. But as we get older and, you know, things starts to wear and tear, and you know, things get old, right? And you know, we start having complications. I started having complications myself, you know what I'm saying, with my organs and all of that. So I decided to kind of like change my whole diet, and that's where I am now. Just pretty much changing my life. You know, the way that I eat, the way that I train, because usually I train real hard for like 6 months, and then I take off for 2 months. And I'm realizing as an older person, I can't do that anymore. It has to be a more evenly based workout routine where I'm doing it all throughout the whole entire year. I can't go too hard, go real hard for the first 6 months and take 2 months off, because I took 2 months off and I really felt it. Like I felt weaker. So, you know, for all of us, you know, all of us are 40 plus, you know, I'm going to encourage y'all to, you know, get into some kind of workout routine on a consistent basis. Now, I had a theory about brothers who are dying early, and I think that a lot of it has to do with dehydration. A lot of it has to do with dehydration. We don't understand the importance of staying hydrated, and being hydrated doesn't necessarily mean only water, because a lot of your water comes from the food and the minerals to absorb the water in your blood, in your muscles, come from the food. So you have to have a balance of a good amount of calories and also actual water. And I this is what I believe, right? Because I haven't really researched these people like Fatman Scoop, his situation. But I think that a lot of the time people die because they overheat and they don't know what to do when they're overheating. They don't know when it's coming. They don't know how it feels. And then they end up from right there dying, right? Having, heart failure and all kinds of. So real quick tip. I will let y'all, build. But I just want to say, like, I saved one guy's life doing this. And I helped my mom out one time. She got a little tipsy at a party. She was hot as hell. And I helped my uncle. I helped a lot of people actually. What happens is when the body overheats and things start shutting down. Even my daughters. What I'll do is when I feel like I'm about to overheat, I just start taking off my clothes. Or if I can't take off my clothes, I take like a damp towel or it's something really cold, like something cold. You can put water on it. Most of your heat is in your core, meaning your abdominals to your lower back. That's where most of your heat is. That's where you carry it. So you just take a cold compress, put it on your abdominals, and that'll help bring your body temperature back down, the heat in your body back down, more to a balance. And I take the water, I put water on my head, I put water on my arms, and I try to take my clothes off. So there's a tip for you, if you feel like you're overheating. I believe a lot of the stuff that's happening has to do with hydration and overheating, but that's just what I think.
That makes sense. And I'm a big advocate of colonics. People may find it strange, but cleansing your colon, like with certain bitters and oils to clean out your colon. Because a lot of diseases tend to start from the colon, and it gets into the bloodstream and we're full of toxins and gets you sick and creates a lot of complications.
After this podcast.
Yo, let me ask you something.
You know what?
Yo, you remember the kid take a laxative like every so often? Your moms would just sit you down, because my mom, like, it'd be certain weekends. She'd be like, all right, y'all not going nowhere. I come in from school on a Friday, take this, correct all, and you just sit somewhere in the corner in the house and you just shit for the whole weekend.
Yes.
For the whole, we gotta get back to that old thing. Where
I'm doing that right now. I do it every month. I do this every 2 to 3 months.
I'll tell you this: our grandparents called it something different. Well, in my generation, I can't it was prune juice.
Yeah, exactly.
It was prune juice.
Yeah, prune juice, correct all of that. Like, but it's. I think once we became adults, we got lost. A lot of us.
To be honest with you, I need to go to the store and get me some prune juice. I need to drink like half the bottle because it's in me right now. Pause. What's in it?
But I just think, like, ever since, as a kid, you like, I can't wait to get older because I do my own thing. I can make my own rules. And when you got older, we made our own rules and really forgot some of the shit that got us here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just taking a vitamin, a Flintstone vitamin, cod liver oil. You know what I mean?
That's cod liver. I love cod liver oil.
If I take a spoonful of cod liver oil tonight, I am not going to sleep. I already know what's going to happen to my body. I'm gonna be on the iron. I'm gonna be on the porcelain gauze.
It's important though, because I'm asking a question. Some people may find it nasty. How many times often do people go to the bathroom?
I go
3 to 5 times a day.
I go 5 times a day easily.
Every time I eat ice cream, because now I think I'm lactose intolerant.
Okay.
Okay.
Ice
Despite
cream.
the health issue, like once back to a serious note though, like I can tell when I eat something I ain't supposed to eat because my body will feel clogged up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, rolled up. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You You'll know. You definitely feel it. You'll definitely feel it on the inside. It's a beside the lack of energy. You'll feel it in your system.
Right.
Yo,
Right.
on my page, before we move on, I did post. I know Mr. C. Not Mr. Excuse me. Recipe to him too, but I posted a video prior to Fatman Scoop passing, and he was saying how he was sick. Like this
He
was probably
was.
like April, and he felt like maybe COVID was coming on again, and I feel like COVID is taking a return on the low, and people not taking it as serious, especially
That's
just
a fact.
traveling state to state, country to country. You just got to be more aware of what was and what can be, because now look, they playing.
But you know, the death of the black men die at a faster rate than any other culture. So you got
Right.
to understand, like, especially for health complications, we they say we number one in health complications
Yeah.
because of our diet especially in this country, because of our diet in America. It's ridiculous. Like we grew up on,
Modified.
we was raised on soul food and fast food.
Right. Real quick shout out. What's up, Jermaine? Black Sand, Queens in the building. What's up, Queen?
Yeah. What
You
up?
know,
What up?
what up, Jermaine? What's poppin', bro? That's-
What Clip was saying is real because number one, it's our lifestyles, the diet, the genetic modified food, and let's be real, we all caught up in this function of chasing the bag that we tend to neglect our health in the process.
Mm-hmm.
We put so much stress towards it because we live in a capitalist society. We don't have time because how many of us, like before in my career, I was doing 2 jobs and going to school before I started, right? And I'm like 23 at the time. I collapsed. I remember my mother found me in the hallway. And what I was overexhausted. I was getting like 2 hours of sleep, averaging 2 hours of sleep. And we eating as we go. Like I'll stop at the store, eat this as I go, grab quick fast food, eat once a day, drinking tons of coffee, Red Bull, all that. And I sleep when I'm on a train. I'm gonna sleep on a train for a bit till I get to my destination. Then you add the mental stress of what you're doing and you're working. You're always in a constant rush. You don't get time to really settle down. The weekend comes, you're young. I want to go out. I want to go party and this stuff. Then here comes the Hennessy. And back to time, here comes the cigarettes. Here comes the you know what I'm saying? Here comes the alcohol, and then you're back at it again. You wake up Sunday morning. Oh, bro.
You're right. Yo, Shawnee, you smoke cigarettes?
No, but I used to.
You used to, right?
And yeah, and I could tell you a funny story of how I quit because and it's funny that you asked me that, right? Because it's a story your sister told me when I was my man, I had to been like 13. I never forget this, 13, 14 years old. Maybe about 16, 17. And she used to smoke Newports and she had quit. I think she had switched to Cools. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had asked her why, because I wasn't smoking cigarettes at the time. I didn't start smoking cigarettes until like my mid-20s or something like that. I started late with the cigarettes. And she was like, she kept falling extra short of breath from the Newports. Like she would have to take too many deep breaths. She felt like she was gonna pass out one time, right? I always kept that in my mind. Fast forward to me moving into this apartment that I'm in that I share with my wife, right? And we had no furniture, and a friend of mine was staying with us. Uh, we're watching TV, we're having a conversation, and it took me 2 deep breaths to finish one sentence.
Hmm.
And I thought right back to what Big Cuz was saying. And this now, like this at least 13, 14, 15 years in the past now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good 32, 33 at this point, and I'm thinking about what she said, and that's what made me quit cigarettes.
Guess when I stopped smoking cigarettes?
When?
A year and a half ago.
Long as
What?
Yeah,
long
man.
as y'all quit, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I want yo.
Listen. Hold on. Let me explain this.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now look, the art that I've been studying for the past almost 20 years now is a knife art. So I don't have to. I don't have to box for a long period of time if I get into something, right? So that was my mentality. It's a knife art.
Hell, what happens if you get into a real long knife fight, though? What happens if you get into
gonna be no long knife fight. It's not gonna be a long knife fight. At all.
Well, if y'all both like, ha, what y'all, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna be no ha. It's not gonna happen that way. So what I did was, that was my mentality, and I was a power lifter. I didn't really, and I would run. Like I said, I would run, and I got this stupid ass idea from somebody from karate school. This woman would do karate, work out hard. After karate, she was smoking on a cigarette. And my dumb ass, when I was younger, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do that. But see, I wasn't a person who would smoke packs a day. I would smoke a Lucy.
That was me.
That was both of us, bro. We were doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'll do 2 packs a week. I knew it was a problem. One time, Ron and I were running together one time. I was like, bro, I can't do this. I was like, remember that time I was heavier.
He couldn't keep up.
Yeah, I was like, I can't.
But you know what though? We were both smoking cigarettes at the time.
After we start running, after we ran, we like, let's get some cigarettes. We got 3.
We get something like.
But let me tell you, at the mentality, but when you're stressed out, that cigarette comes in.
Right. It's because cigarettes, weed, alcohol, to me, is all go together to me. Right. But but what made me stop was I looked in the mirror one day and I'm smoking a cigarette and I go, yo, what the hell am I doing? This makes absolutely no sense. I'm a fitness professional for a living. If one of my clients saw me smoking a cigarette right now, they would go, what are you doing? But anyway, I stopped smoking cigarettes. I stopped smoking cigarettes a year and a half ago. And when I was smoking, I was doing a Lucy here, 2 Lucy's there, 2 Lucy's, a Lucy. So when I was leaving you, Shawnee, yo, I was going to get a Lucy right down.
I'm gonna tell you something, though, man. It's that's another thing, right? Discipline, right? Discipline. It's that goes hand in hand with your health. I'm starting to realize that, right? Because if you have poor self-discipline with anything else, and you're gonna have poor self-discipline with your health, and well, I guess that's just the end of the game. Well, not the end of the game, but the game gonna end a lot sooner than it could have.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
You know, I'm starting to realize that's because, like, even with you saying that, and I'm in my head, and I'm like, I could never buy a pack. I could never, if I buy a pack of cigarettes, I'd smoke a pack of cigarettes in like 2 days. That's 20 cigarettes, yo.
That was
You know what I'm
me.
saying? And then I lost both my grandfathers to cancer. And I watched one of my grandfathers die going through cancer. I watched him die. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's wild how stress can lead you to doing things, to lead you to more stress, to lead you to finding your way to alleviate stress in a form of instant gratification.
Right.
That's a crazy cycle to get caught up in.
Yeah. To lead you to an earlier. For sure. So, with all of this stuff that I know about wellness and health and all of this stuff, I actually have a background of not living so healthy. But so I understand when a person can't kick cigarettes. I understand when a person can't stop smoking weed, can't stop drinking alcohol, can't stop eating bad foods. I understand that. And plus, I know the science of nutrition and train, the body anatomy, physiology, and all that good stuff. So uh, I could teach you a thing or two about this kind of stuff. But like I said, rule of thumb, and here's a good thing right here, right? So recently, I've changed my diet. I'm trying to go as natural as I can possibly go, and I realize my palate. So this is what I usually do. Like I've been doing this since a young guy. I do something called resetting my palate. It's my own thing that I do for myself. What I do is I notice that I've been eating like a bunch of carbs and high fructose, sugary foods and stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll do the total opposite to reset my tongue, my mouth, right? The taste buds. And so I will eat celery and like leafy greens and bitters, and I would drink herb teas to change, to reset my palate, so to speak. So when I go to drink a sugary food, or drink a sugary drink or eat some sugary food, it doesn't taste good to me. Like today, for instance, I drank a protein shake, a all natural protein shake from a gym, and it tasted like almost like candy. So that's a tip right there. If you want to get out of bad habits, is just to do the complete opposite of what you were doing the day before. And if you were eating sweets and you were eating salty foods, the next day, cut the sweets, cut the salty food, and eat just live greens, vegetables, and a lot of protein, and drink a ton of water.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask this. Because there's a lot of, we know that they died. We know there are a lot of artists that die from like overdosing, right? Or like just maybe alcohol, just drinking, just living wild, maybe accidents, maybe. And the same thing happens to people who are in less fortunate situations. Is the reasonings being so different? Is there a need to respect them? So what I'm saying is like you'll have poverty that would drive the everyday person into, let's say, bad health, right? Stressful situations, lack of income, lack of resources with nutritious value. And then you'll have folk who can run around the world but are in such high demand that their stress levels are peaking and they need or chase certain substances to bring themselves down. Where does that land in this pursuit of better health? Because those are things that will attack you that you may not even realize are happening. Noriega was saying how he gained so much weight just being on tour until he had that heart attack on stage. He didn't realize he was 320 pounds.
Mm.
He said he didn't realize it. He said he just was running around just, and we know Nori was in extreme high demand at this time. This was around the time that I think he had introduced reggaeton to America. He was running around very heavy with that.
Yeah.
And and ended up with a nice little tour across seas. And I think moved from place to place to place. And we all know Nori. Nori ain't afraid to tell you, yeah, he'll bust a meth tab in your face, or he's not afraid to tell you none of that. You know what I'm saying? He also says that he has his moments where he detoxes and so on and so forth. But I think that that's like the chosen few who can, let's say, a quote unquote built for that kind of activity. We all know somebody who's just built like that, who's built for that kind of activity, right? But
Mhm.
the everyday individual is not built for that activity. The everyday individual, whether you have a lot of money or you don't, you still fall into this everyday individual category. Where does that lie?
It's
And
all
the
the
thing
mental
is
health.
that bias. Oh,
I would say for the everyday individual, start with one thing at a time. You know, like if you're not a person who drinks a lot of water, water is very helpful just to move your fluids, your blood, lymph fluids, and everything throughout your body, and helps you with elimination. Like water, that's the first thing. First thing is first. So I don't care how busy you are, how crazy things get, you can drink a bottle of water and just get into the habit of drinking enough water. So it's really, that's a great question, Shawnee, because there are a lot of different people out here that give a lot of different tips and stuff like that. My main thing is to keep it simple, stupid, right? If you weren't drinking water, start drinking water. That's one habit. You pick one habit at a time. Now that you got the water down pack, now you might have to go eat Popeyes, you might have to go eat pizza, you might have to do this, you might have to, because you're running around, or you're just an everyday person, you only have enough finance for maybe whatever's in the hood, right? So I would say at least add bananas to your diet, which has a lot of potassium in it, and natural sugars. And it's also
in the corner store, right at the counter.
Exactly. So water, add a little more fruit down the line. Now that you got yourself in a water and fruit, have a good habit of eating enough water and fruits. Now, you know what? Start adding vegetables. Even if you went to the Kentucky Fried Chicken spot, cool, whatever. But instead of you eating the fried chicken with macaroni, take the macaroni out and put the string beans in there. Just like make small changes, because that's what I did to get to this space where I don't do nothing at all. But now I'm just trying to eat as healthy as possible. I now have the habits now. It takes, one habit at a time. Exactly. If you were smoking a pack, try to smoke a half a pack, and then bring it down to half of that. Then bring it down to none.
I got another key thing I do in the morning. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I don't go straight for the coffee. I go for 2 glasses of water first. As soon as I wake up in the morning, start my day with just drinking water. And from there,
I'm gonna try that, because the first thing I drink is the coffee. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, try it. You see the
difference. That's the first thing I get.
Popeyes don't sell green beans or corn no more. I want you to know that.
Damn, Popeyes don't sell green beans nor corn?
Nope.
Straight cholesterol.
I can guarantee you
for those of y'all in the hood, when you go to the Chinese restaurant, just order you don't got to get the steamed veggies. You get the sauteed veggies with a little bit of garlic sauce, and tell them don't overdo it. If you're trying to ease into vegetables, you go right over there and get the sauteed vegetables with a side of brown rice. You'll be all right. Just like
Nothing wrong with brown rice, man.
I like that, yo. I got a little tidbit too. If you're trying to ease into financial health, stop trying to scam yourself with these chase things. Stop falling for it. Stop falling for it, yo. Stop falling for it. That's the second company that did that. I don't know if y'all remember when DoorDash did that. Stop falling for it, yo. No, seriously. This goes right in line with that. No, I'm dead serious, yo, because I seen this one. We talking about stress. Right? We talking about how stress leads to bad health, right? I seen this one dude. He was down $38,000. He was down $38,000. He was down, yo. And that was just him. That's just the one story. That's just him. Someone was down 200 bands. So like, if you think not getting, that overtime at your job, if you think that was stressful, yo, imagine owing $35,000 and still not getting the overtime at your job. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So,
Yo,
yeah, but
so for financial reasons, for financial health, because financial health is something that we also have to consider. We don't consider financial health. We think about wealth, but we don't think about financial health. You know what I'm saying? Financial health is extremely important, and it starts with just like not trying to get too far ahead when you don't see the path, or when you don't see the path. Why are you trying to get so far ahead? DoorDash did that a long time ago, a couple of years ago. People ended up getting TVs and ordering, just showing their gluttony, ordering food. They couldn't even finish that night just to try, just because it was there. Just cause, and you know what I think, man, because this is America and social experiments, man, they happen every day. And I'm in the mind state of like companies be doing that kind of thing on purpose to see who they can catch slipping. Like it's still a business. It's still about getting money. So you gotta be careful with these things. These things is well orchestrated. You ain't gonna run from no bang. Listen, if you listening and you young and you on TikTok, man, and we sitting here, we talking about your health, we talking about your mental health, and we talk about your financial health as well. They all tied in. Stop trying to get ahead so fast, man. It's not gonna pay off in the long. No fast money from no era has ever paid off. If you got fast money in the 70s, you got football numbers. If you got fast money in the 80s, you got football numbers. If you got fast money in the 90s, you died, you got football numbers, or you ain't got nothing to show for it. If you got fast money in the 2000s, you damn sure ain't got nothing to show for it. It ain't nothing out here.
That's real.
yeah,
That's
Now,
real.
well,
I wanna go into the West Indian Day parade. Mike, you said you were there.
Mm.
I was there.
You made it back to the podcast, so I guess you're all right then.
Of course. Yeah, listen.
Good
Yeah,
job,
now of course.
Mikey.
Yeah, shout out to all my Caribbean people. Shout out to all my American people. It was a beautiful thing, man. Everybody came together. There was like all Caribbean flags were up. RBG flags were up. Um, the other community was out there. Hey, they were there. But anyway,
You know they're gonna be there.
yeah, they were there. There was a lot of Europeans in the crowd. I noticed. Some
That's
Europeans
New
trying to
York.
kick it to my sisters. I was
that's the new
like
Brooklyn.
my
That's
younger
New
sisters.
York.
Yeah, a lot of Europeans trying to holler at my sisters. She was like, I was doing a big brother thing. She's like, chill out. I'm 32 years old. Leave me alone. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, you got me thinking she
Yeah,
like
yeah.
17 or something like
I don't know.
that.
It just kicked in because I always been there for them. So it's like whatever.
Nah, I
But
respect it.
it was a beautiful thing to see the culture. People come out, represent their culture, celebrate the night. Juve night was another thing. I was with my mother and my aunt, the family. I was telling Clip earlier had a situation out there, could have turned ugly, but people got involved. It's just that people need to learn how to drink responsibly, and all this ties together with the podcast tonight. Too much liquor is flowing.
Nah,
Mm.
I disagree. That's aggressive Brooklyn energy
Oh,
on
come on.
top of aggressive Caribbeans. I don't want to hear that, bro.
I give you that.
You're telling
I,
facts in New York right now.
I,
I give you that.
I don't go because I know what that energy is like. Brooklyn already overly aggressive and want to be overly tough all the time. Salute to my Brooklyn guys, but Brooklyn is already overly tough.
they've been
I,
like that for years.
Yeah, it's been like that forever since I was born, right? Brooklyn has always been overly tough, and then you're going to add Caribbeans
yeah,
who just
crazy.
pass out all the time.
Yeah.
First of all,
Now,
and the
Clip said
explosion
that's
in the neighborhood is
let,
crazy.
let me tell you something. Juve, there was a few arguments, but people were chilling. And what I noticed, there's this Don Julio thing being promoted. Everybody
I don't
had
know.
Don Julio, that whatever they got at
Don
Don.
Julio's a new drink for some reason. That's a
It's
Yo,
like
that's a
for some
new
a
reason,
few
drink.
years ago, it was all Casamigos. It
yeah,
happens. This is the culture.
people
It
going,
happens in the
people
resort.
going crazy with the Don Julio. Juve was peaceful, minus that other stuff. People were being cool, but the parade was a different story. I don't know what. I was with my lady. So many scuffles took place out there. The shooting happened behind the float I was, but on the
Mm.
side streets. Crazy, right? People were running. But we seen they stopped the float, and they were saying, yo, just they calling for emergency, but people were just running all over the place. They said a young male shot 5 people. One of them from Texas. He died this morning. 25 years old. But this is something that I believe they're gonna shut this parade down soon. Because they've been talks about that for years. Because there's always some violence. You got to incorporate, as Trev said, not only the Brooklyn behavior and the Caribbean people, but you also got the gang element that's involved too.
Now let me say this.
Wasn't there a movement to shut that? Wasn't there an inside movement to
There
shut
was an
that
inside
down?
movement to shut it down,
But
but
I thought that it had succeeded. No,
it didn't, because the taxpayer, the community said we pay our taxes, we got sponsors. Because we can't allow one person or a few rotten apples to ruin it for everybody. Because we come out here to celebrate our culture. Everybody come there, have fun. A lot of people are entrepreneurs out there selling their foods. Some people selling clothing out there. You get what I'm saying? But
when it happens every year, the city is like, we not with it.
I feel like
right.
it's a copycat thing that goes on. Like people know, like it's unfortunate that black people just say, "All right, we know this parade is happening. We know they're gonna do some bullshit, and it's gonna get shot. It's gonna do something." And this happens literally every year for like
Every year,
last 10 years.
20 something years. It's been
10
happening.
years, that's just been going on since I can remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what's the weird thing about it, yo? It's one of them situations, right? It's like in the summer, and because this happens in smaller groupings. It's the end of summer. It's the last little gathering or whatever. And people who ain't seen each other but done had smoke for a while, they end up running into each other at that last event of the summer.
Yes.
You all know that. Like that's the event. There are 3 events in the summertime. There are 3. Is when the summertime start, right? There's this. It gets smoky real quick right there. In the middle, when everybody thinks something done got rocked to sleep, and then at the end, with all the people who didn't see each other, finally see each other, realize I might not see you in the wintertime.
So I'll get you right here.
I get
Yep.
you right here. And when you look at that event, and like Clip was saying, it's a Brooklyn thing. Brooklyn got their own thing. Like it's just its own. It been its own thing. It just became a part of New York due to the greater expansion. It been its own thing. That Brooklyn brawler, Brooklyn mentality is earned. It's earned. You know what I'm saying? And it's huge. So things can happen, and you can get low, you could disappear. You ain't gotta go back to no section. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gotta go back to Brownsville if I did something. I'm from a whole nother section. I ain't gotta go. But let Juve pop up, and we just see
Everybody.
each other walking down the way. That's how 5 people get shot.
Yeah, they cross path. The unfortunate thing about it, as you mentioned, everybody sees each other. They got that mentality, because it is a mentality. They be like, "Yo, I'm not gonna get him here, but I know I'm gonna get him this year." Because
Mm-hmm.
Juve, you got all hoods. They meet at the intersection, Empire Boulevard. They all cross paths. So everybody coming from, you got to think about that. They come from different parts of Brooklyn. You got backyard parties taking place. You got that because it starts from Thursday to Monday. So
That's
a lot of
crazy.
people crossing paths.
That,
Like they
that,
yeah.
that's
So they
have
Crazy.
for
yeah,
5 days.
yeah,
Damn.
straight purge. I call it the purge.
Yo,
I
that's
st-
never knew it was from
But
Thursday to Monday.
yeah,
That's
but
Yo,
big.
that's
the
crazy.
setup,
And
I think it's
5 days.
here's
yeah,
the thing. I
yeah.
think the setup I think it's a setup for Brooklyn police force, right?
Mhm.
They want y'all to wild out. They want y'all. They can't wait for this time of the year. They want y'all to wild out because all y'all going to do is give them more evidence in their investigation for them to send you up north for football numbers.
Of course.
Mm.
I think
And
the thing people got to be
That's
like I
the
said.
game they playing now too. You're right. I'm sorry, Mikey. Go ahead, brother.
They have to be more responsible because I see like it's part of culture to drink rum, but some people should not be drinking. I seen women attacking police that's getting locked up. Like it's like the crowd, the younger ones, they don't understand the culture of the Caribbean culture. It's about having fun, but they come with this
Yeah, but
aggressiveness.
attacking the police is the new culture, though, bro. Have you
Yeah,
not seen that all over?
God,
Like that has actually been kind of shamelessly promoted by the news. Because that's how we get wind of these things, right? Like they've been showing neighborhoods just jumping off on the police, and then it's like, okay. It was that guy. Just one example. It was that guy in a wheelchair who killed that woman, and he got caught dragging her body, which was very mysterious. But when the police finally caught up with him, the whole neighborhood was down there ready to run down on them, pushing them out the way to beat the wheelchair man up. And it's
Yeah.
like that has become the culture. Like there was a fight on 151st. Not this was a couple of years ago. And the young lady, defending her boyfriend, jumped up in the policeman's face and he ended up shoving. This was on the news too. He ended up shoving her, and everybody blamed him and this, that, and the third. But the culture has become so anti-police that fuck the police. Pardon my language. I apologize, but that's a real attitude now. Like
It
that's
is
a real,
until
that's
it's
a
Now,
real thing now.
time to go to court.
Right.
Mm,
That's
now
the attitude until
that's
it's time to go to court.
that's
that's
that's one,
fact.
that's one thing. That's one thing that I want to put some shed some light on. Right, is like the police force and the police and community affairs and connecting the police and community affairs with the community itself. Because I think that there's a disconnect between the police force and the people. And the people, I think, that were not only socially engineered into thinking a certain way about police, but also the police have been socially engineered to think about the people a certain way, and then that creates a clash in the middle.
Yes.
So I think that the best thing to do is have community outreach days, or even a week, where the community could communicate with the police officers and you know have a dialogue and talk about what the police don't like and talk about what the people in the community don't like, and then come to some kind of understanding in due time.
I agree with that, but I also would like to give the other side of that. I
Mhm.
feel like the problem with today's police force, especially in urban communities, is most of that force ain't from the urban community, so they don't even understand the how the
Right.
urban community operates. So
Right.
you're throwing the problem is you're throwing these people from the suburbs into the middle of a jungle, and I don't mean to say this in a bad way.
No, no.
You're throwing them into it. That's like taking us right now from America and throwing us in the wild safari in Africa and expecting us to figure it out.
Mhm.
Or
Not
not figure it out, but to
to
Survive.
lay law and
yeah,
order. Like not
it's,
even
it's
figure it out, but to provide law and order.
yeah. How do you police the wild safari? And I'm saying the wild safari because of poverty, crime, and everything else that
Right,
goes on
right,
here, right? How do you police that when you're not even of this environment?
right.
Our people need to get involved in law
Like
enforcement.
in order to understand, in order to
Because
get
that's not even the answer, yo. Because like I'm sorry, Clip.
Hmm?
yeah,
I'll interject after you.
in order to even get a relationship with the people of the community, you usually have to be from the community or of this type of community to build a relationship with the street dudes, to build a relationship with the shop owners, or what I'm saying, or to build a relationship with the grandmothers and you want to be able to say, yo, little Tommy over here bugging out, he's stealing cars and doing dumb stuff. All right, yo, Tommy, you come over here, yo. I ain't gonna lock you up, but you need to chill out before I do lock you up because you bugging out. Like
But
Hmm.
there's
say
no
this,
relationships like that anymore.
can I say this though, Clip, real before you go, Shawnee? You had said
Hmm.
like last week, like the old heads, the OGs, they not really respecting that. And I understand what you're saying because we came from those communities where I knew who my neighbor was. My neighbor knew me, saw me growing up. Everybody in my building knew who I was. So it's not that no more. It's really I don't know who's who, even though I'm from the neighborhood. Even though I'm from the hood, I can't recognize the store owner because they don't look like me no more. They don't know me. They don't know my brother. They don't know my sister. So it's a lot going on. I understand what you're saying, and I agree that we need that, but there's a balance that we don't have no more. And there's no recognizable faces in the hood where we could say, go to Mr. John because Mr. John was that dude who's gonna hold it down, who was the barber for everybody. We don't have that no more. Blacks don't own nothing. You know what I mean? And just like you said, I'm gonna let you have this. I'm gonna slide to Shawnee, but we don't have that, and these police don't know us. And the fact that the youth don't have the respect for just adults, period, it's going to be a lack of information and communication to really have that conversation. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Sean. My fault.
That's peace.
No,
Shawnee,
no,
hold on, Shawnee, for a second. Peace to what you said. You and Clip really gave some light. But Clip, I mean, Trev, you was wild with that slide. Shawnee comment. I'm gonna let that slide though, bro. Let that go, bro.
it was right. It was right for you to speak first because my point is actually going to placate to yours. Uh, you can have community meetings. But first, you have to have a community, right?
True.
And the meeting ain't gonna mean nothing. Meetings are formalities. So we had we call them the penguin. We call him penguin on this side of town. You probably know penguin, Ron. We call him penguin on this side of town. We call him penguin. On the other side of town, it's Uncle Fester. You know what I'm saying? So now, mind you, he got nicknames on both sides of town, right? So he's been harassing people on both sides of the town. And we have community meetings about him. And the only thing they do is transfer him from one side to the other. That's the only thing that happens. They just transfer him from one side to the next. So every time I have a run-in with him, because I've had several run-ins with him for no reason, coming home, being fresh home, having run-ins with him on the west side, leaving that behind 5 years and coming to the east side and still having run-ins with him, right? That don't solve anything. And then as far as like having more people who look like me on the force, that don't solve nothing either because they're the worst. Like they're the worst, yo. They're the worst. Yeah, I remember being picked on by black police as a boy. As a boy, 14 years old, 15 years old, getting picked on by two black men in uniform.
Now I want to ask you this.
Hold on, because this is serious to me. Because they threw my little Walkman, you know, the joint that automatically spanned back. You know how expensive that joint was? The joint that automatically switched from
back.
A to B with the rechargeable battery pack on it. Do you understand what I'm talking about right now?
With the little switch on it, right?
You know what I'm talking about with the little switch on it and the slim joint, not the big yellow and black joint, the slim silver and black joint. Crushed my dreams. My I am tape was in it. Crushed it.
Oh yeah. I don't know what the hell that is.
I feel it in his soul because I know exactly what he's talking about.
From the bird.
The waterproof joint. I know.
Word up, bro. Word up, bro. That joint was some money, G. That joint cost some bread back in the day, yo.
The rechargeable battery joint was the
right.
Yo, but let me ask, yo, Trev, you have one of those, Trev?
I had the first Walkman that used to hang around my neck. I had the
he had the big
I can't live without my radio joint.
I upgraded years. I upgraded as time went on. So I know how you feel with that tape on there. Especially, I used to make my own little tapes. So
right.
I know how you feel, B.
I didn't start having headphones and all that until the CD joint came out.
Oh, no, I had this phone. I'm wild,
bro. Yeah, nah.
The big the Kobe earbuds, that Kobe company. Remember that company?
Yeah, I do remember the Kobe joints, the big joints that had Kobe on the side, the black joints, Kobe and bronze on the side. I remember those.
Yeah,
I remember those.
Better the DJ big ass DJ headphone with the wire that was at the little circle on it.
The
Hey, joints, word. What? Now I'm gonna bust your brain. I remember the $9 joint they used to sell in the corner store. I don't know if you remember that when they used to sell the bootleg Walkmans in the corner store with the bootleg
Those
tapes.
thin headphones, yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
They got right,
Walkmans and hip
head
hop,
muffled.
baby.
Right, but the headphones was wild muffled.
Yeah.
Wow.
But check this out, though. To take it back to the police, right? Do you think that so Shawnee, you said, having like a community affairs thing that may not work. You said having brothers join the force that may not work. But what do you think about all the people in the community who are well known, whether it be people who are positive, people who are not positive, but they still have some influence? What do you think about them doing something with the police officers so that there's some kind of camaraderie?
Nah. See, it don't. Nah, there can be no. Yo, I think Farrakhan said that you can't come to the table until you come to the table in unity. You can't do it because that's what has to be respected. See, when you come to that table, you dealing with blue. That's what you dealing with. You dealing with blue. You're not dealing with Spanish. You're not dealing with black. You're not dealing with white. You're dealing with blue, and blue is thick. Blue is 5 boroughs thick. Blue is so thick. Blue can say go right across New Jersey Bridge and build a bigger community. That's what Blue can do. Blue can go from state to state and come knock on your door. That's what Blue can do. Blue can make a phone call from upstate New York and have your whole hood surrounded. That's what Blue can do.
Let
So
me
if you
catch.
don't come, if you
Fact.
don't come with that's a stone cold fact. That's a stone cold fact. Blue is for real. Every it's like yo, people look at blue and all they see is a precinct. Blue is
But
every precinct in your borough. Times
Blue
five.
every precinct in America. They can call yo fam. I'm in New York. Y'all got somebody that's from New York in LA right now, and we need you to go get him.
Thank
now
you.
let me say
So
this.
when you start talking about the people coming to the table with the blue, when y'all leave the table, y'all gonna show disharmony? No. It
I
don't
don't know.
you can't come to every time. Hold on. I'm still answering your question because every time you come to the table with your complaint, what you don't understand is what they're allowing you to do is blow steam off the pot. It's just taking the lid off the pot and letting the steam blow before the pot overboils. That's all it is. Go ahead and state your little talk. Talk your little talk. All right, we gonna move him over here. Everybody shut up after that. Nobody gets along. Nobody decide they gonna get along after the fact. Everybody wanna run to the police and ask them to do something. You gotta do something for yourself in order for them to even respect it. And then, like Clip said, if I can make a phone call from New York to LA, can you make a phone call from New York? Then you got gangs right here in New York, Red, who can't make a phone call to LA right now. Yo, my man is down there, hold him down. So until you get that, state to state, state to state, you can't talk about it on a small scale. It don't have to be respected. It's actually being used against you.
But I'm gonna tell
It
you
gets
this.
harsh.
Now I'm gonna tell you this. Things can start small and then balloon out and then become bigger as
Mhm.
things go along. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to start big because starting big, a lot of the time, if it's not well organized, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it's not going to go right. So, from how I see it is, start off with your own small community. There are things out there like community boards and things like that where you can start real small and you can get to know people in your community who are actually active and maybe propose a idea to, connect with the police officers and have a constant back and forth and communication with the authorities in the area.
People don't respect that though.
Say
Like
what?
the people are not going to respect that. And why I say that, I'm saying that not to be negative, bro, but I'm saying that from going through these things. Like the people not going to respect that, bro.
The first
It's a mentality, Papa. That's what you have to remember. It's a mental. All of that sounds good, and all of that is on the paper is beautiful. But until you can get every individual to buy, listen, man, listen. The lady was running the tenant program or whatever. She was the tenant president or whatever. She got a few folks, a few jobs when Obama opened up Section 3 and so on and so forth. Turned around, told us we had to pay her. Turn around and like damn near tried to extort us. So you can't tell me about I done seen that they're not seeing the next president. Next thing you know, $5,000 is missing. So when you talk about leaders in these communities, what type of mentality does this leader maintain?
Okay, so let me say this.
Grabbing people that's from the neighborhood, and we know how the neighborhood give it up. The neighborhood is a popularity contest. It's all politics. We know this.
All right. Check this out. This is the thing, though, Shawnee. Here's the thing, right? We self-sabotage with that language, right? And the way we talk about black people won't do this or he won't do this, and these people.
I'm not. No. Please don't put me in the category of self-sabotage when I'm just spoke from personal perspective. But don't put me in the category of self-sabotage when I spoke from personal perspective and personal situation. I'm not speaking from self-sabotage. I'm speaking from a truth.
Yo, Shawnee, I'm trying
to something.
Hold on
I
a
just
second.
didn't want to be put in that category. That's all.
Okay. So what I'm saying is self-sabotaging, meaning black people in particular, from what I see, even myself, we always say, oh, we try to do this, that's not going to work. If we try to do this, then our people this and our people that, our people this and our people that. However, you see things from your perspective, right? From your lens, I respect it. From my lens, what I'm seeing is that people who are active in the community in these different boards and associations and such that I've been to, the attendance of black people is very low. So that is one huge problem. No, the people aren't respecting politics, but here's the problem with that. Without politics, nothing moves in your neighborhood. And I'm not talking about presidential candidacy and all that. I'm just talking about the local community politics. We don't show up. We should make showing up to these boards and things like that important, but we seem to fail at doing that for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe
it's a lack of faith in what's failed us so many times over. How many meetings have people been going to over the years? How many meetings? What's changed? So my thing was this: when you were saying that, I'm sorry, Trevor. I just wanted to put this out there real quick because there's a word that you keep using, but you're not respecting what it takes to get to the word community. You're just using it, and you're not respecting what it takes to get to the word. Like the word has to be respected. Like that feeling has to. What's the matter?
You
hear me? Oh yeah.
Pardon me, I'm signaling the God for the next podcast.
Oh, yeah. But it takes a lot to get to that. That's the point. You keep saying community, and the community can do this, and the community can do that, but we don't have a community. You have to have a community first.
I'm speaking of community. I got to put you up, my bad. I'm speaking of community as in I'm not getting super philosophical with it. I'm talking about people in an area. That's it. I'm talking about
I'm
people.
not getting philosophical about it either. I'm talking about people in the area too, but a community has to communicate. And if
Okay,
we
so,
don't communicate on the same page, then what kind of a community are we actually? We're just a group of
okay. So
people
look,
who's getting used and controlled.
Shawnee,
And
real
that's
quick,
my
real quick.
okay.
I gotta
Okay.
trying to land my point. Trying to land my point. Trying to land my point. What I'm saying is community, as in demarcation lines, specific areas, districts. That's a community. The people in that community, if they're not participating in local politics the way they should, then who fault is that? That's it. Because the way America works is a what? Democracy, right? So it's about the people. If the people don't participate and the people don't move the needle, then guess what happens? The same thing that happens year and year and year after year. Nothing. We're
Bro,
not.
it's so many people disillusioned with that though. Like that's the problem. Like that's not I'm not trying to say there's no answer. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's no answer. I'm just saying that's not it. I'm not saying there's no answer. I'm saying the answer has to come from within. The
So you
answer
say
has to be,
it's supposed to
I'm
come.
saying an answer has to be we all have to know what we want. We all have to be on the same page.
On
That's
some
what I'm saying because you're talking about something so small. And Clip and I just showed you how large the problem actually is. You can talk to you can have your one little community meeting. It doesn't have to be respected. That's my point, bro. You can
okay.
have your one little
I,
community
I hear
meeting.
what you're
So
saying. I
let
hear
me
what you're saying.
let me add to that to what he's saying though, because what he's saying is we have to be unified universally on some front before we can make any change. Not saying in every single aspect of unification, but we have to be unified with the same goal to even make change in what's going on. Like when you compare that to the police, there's a lot of police that don't like each other at all. But when
Mm.
it's time to lock somebody up or or do what they need to do
They on code.
they on
Mhm.
code. So,
Let me ask y'all this before I click off. Now, with that being said, being that Clip and Shawnee, you're chiming in on this, right? What when was the last time you've been involved in anything community wise, politically, like where you can go and see the political climate in your district and you can tell?
one of my closest friends is is a political
No,
person.
I'm asking
and
you.
I'm disillusioned and I'm disillusioned with whatever anybody got to say. He's connected and I'm disillusioned. Now what?
Okay,
Because that's just what it is. That's just what it is.
A nonprofit organization.
it's not that easy. That's
So,
just what it
I
is.
don't,
It is though, Papa. And
Hold on a second.
because he feels like he feel, and I feel like how I feel, there's gotta be something, there's gotta be a different way.
Who's not cooperating and who is then? If you're disillusioned about things and things are going on in the community, in your community where you live, and you don't know anything about it because you are disillusioned.
Have I seen any change? You're not going to use that against me. Has things changed? Yo, you tell me, the person who goes to all of these things, have you seen any change?
I see
Have
change,
you?
but I see change in not.
I've seen
You
small.
still feel like there's need to talk on
I've
things.
seen.
What
I'm
change have you seen when you yourself has saying you don't even see a lot of people turn out to these things? What
Hold on.
change has it brought? If
Wait.
there hasn't even been enough people
The
to
only way
tell
you
you
can
that.
understand what I'm saying, only way you can understand what I'm saying and get my points is if you acknowledge what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You acknowledge my wisdom to get an understanding of what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta let me talk. But as far as have I seen any difference, the reason why I haven't seen any differences is because we don't show up. We don't show up as a people. The majority of the time, there are foreigners in these meetings and Europeans. You know what I'm saying? We need to step it up. You're already a person who says you're disillusioned with the situation, right? So that's one black person, so to speak, that is not there. When that one black person with your voice and your mindset could possibly change the climate in the area. In that,
not just one person. No, there's plenty of people who think like me. So what I'm trying to say is that's not the answer, then obviously, because that's not what's attracting the people. That's not what's attracting the people. Like Clip clarified what I was trying to specify, that we need the unity. Like you don't, even the people who are coming to America.
yo, I gotta cut you on that. Listen, I've been trying unity for years, bro.
I know, no, but what I'm saying is, but you're not. No, it's not. See, but see, it's not about that. So it's not.
Talking about. I'm
It's
working
not
on
about
unity right
putting it
now.
on the. I
Everybody's not
understand
gonna be
that.
on the same page. Everybody's not gonna be on the same page as far
All
as
right,
unity.
but what I'm trying to
And we
say
all
is,
under one common cause to where though we come to we
and
come
that's the point. You said it, to the table so that we could be treated fair. Like you said it. You said it. You said what we coming to the table for. This is your discussion. This is your point. Clip and I just was merely saying that there's another form of unity that has to be brought to the table, and that it's not in that. It's not in that forum.
Okay, hold on a
It
second.
gotta be. It gotta be out here with the rest of the people. It gotta be out here.
Has to be a
It gotta
universal.
be with the
Has to be a universal.
right.
All of us from these from different parts of, especially in America, from different hoods and different places, we all got to understand that this is the goal.
No, I agree with you guys 100%. I agree with guys we coming from, because there's two sides of the spectrum, and as Malcolm X once said, in order for us to have any progression, we got to set aside our religion, our differences, and focus on goals. That's where we get divided. And I hear what Shawnee's saying. They're not going to hear you from this forum. This is why I say we got to do it ourselves before we accept others. If we don't accept ourselves,
To their table,
who's going to accept us?
I said this earlier today. I said, yo, if you 40 and up at this stage and you got ops, you a clown to me.
Yeah, there's problems with
Right?
that. You can have ops
The thing is, at this age, I don't have ops. I may have people I don't get along with, but you're not my op. We just
Right.
we just on two different.
Yeah.
You're not an op. You're just somebody who I don't get along with. That doesn't mean I want to see you dead. That does not mean I want to hurt you. It just means me and you we don't see eye to eye for certain things. So we can still be unified, even if we don't see eye to eye. We can still be unified, saying, "Yo, black people need this."
Cool. Now, where are we going with this idea? But we gotta cut out. But like my whole point is, okay, yeah, unified under one idea. But where are we taking this one idea? We got to take it somewhere.
So first, we have to get the idea to make us all unified to get to
what is the idea.
And that's the step. That's the step that we was trying to point out before you could say community take this to the table. First, we got to figure out what we bringing to the table. Everybody got something different that they want to bring to the table right now.
But I'm gonna tell you,
don't even know what needs to be brought
to you is that
everybody don't even know what needs to be brought to the table.
Okay,
so you saying, yo, everybody come in here. Hey, how you listen? A lot of people are not even educated on the political aspect of their country. And you in the whole time in the country, they need to make it important for you to know it.
To close the meeting. Before we close the meeting, what I'm saying is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have you want to bring something to the table, right? We have to agree on one idea. What I'm telling you is that there are people right now in your community who are active where you can take that idea, bring it to them. They could share it among their group, but you have to be active in your community to have some kind of voice in your community. That's what I'm saying. If you feel like we all should be unified, cool. Bring it to the people who have a voice in the community to actually make unification happen.
When you say voice in the community, do you mean
who are you talking about when you say that? Like, who is this mysterious person? Like, who is this guy or this woman? Who is this person? I'm going to be personally responsible for my actions as is the next person.
Shawnee, I just said it. I said people in the actual community who are doing things. I'm saying community activists. I'm saying community people who are doing police patrol or less than that, peace officers. It could be anybody in the community that's in the district. And that's available for everybody. That's available in any community. All communities have community activists everywhere. Now it's up to the people to link up with them and then pool the resources together to make something happen in your particular district, to then go from district to the next county to the next state, et cetera, and can make that connection. You know, there is a political there is a socio political a world out there that people are oblivious to because they don't do the knowledge themselves to figure it out. But people are unified in the community. You just don't know it. People just don't know it. But you got to go to find out who, where, and what. It's there.
If it's not where the majority of the people is, man, then it's going in the wrong direction. That's just what it is.
The majority of the people.
Listen. I let you.
I don't want to cut you off, but we got to go to the next podcast. Yo, we could continue this next week or on the phone, whatever.
Next Tuesday,
but we got to go to the. So we're going to talk about. We're going to continue this next Tuesday. For sure. Let's do that next.
It's important because I see Shawnee's passionate about
it. Let's go in on it. Let's go on it.
We can go in on it. Hallelujah.
But yo, peace, y'all. Thanks for showing up. We really appreciate y'all. I don't mean to cut this joint short. This was dope, man. This is like for me one of the best ones because we're going back and forth. But anyway, peace to y'all. Thank y'all for showing up this evening. Really appreciate y'all moving y'all time. Love you, brothers. Peace.